Hello, and thank you for tuning into Stratazine, your source for authentic, curated content for digital and social media professionals. I'm Abby Thompson.
And I'm Grace Shirley. Today we'll be talking about creating cohesive branding content for brands and how we can better use tools and techniques to create a better social media presence for brands. Today's question of the day is, how many posts are posted on Instagram on a daily basis? Stay tuned to find out the answer to that question. Today, I was able to interview fellow BYU Idaho students and ask them about their favorite brands and why. Hi, my name is Grace Shirley. I'm here with Stratazine, and I'm at the crossroads right now to ask people about their favorite brands and what makes their favorite brands their favorite. I'm here today with another Grace. What a fun coincidence. Grace, what is one of your favorite brands?
I love Crumbl.
Okay, so what makes Crumbl cookies a brand that you keep coming back to?
Well, I think it's fun because they change every week. And so, like Sunday night, Crumbl fans know you go on the social media and you figure out what they are going to have for the new week. And they're always coming out with new flavors, and it just keeps things exciting.
That's such a great point. And they've got their classic pink box too, their classic pink social media posts. Would you say that pink box has a lot to do with Crumbl's overall branding?
Absolutely. Definitely. When you think Crumbl, you think pink. Crumbl pink.
Now I'm here with my friend Porter, and he's going to tell me about his favorite brand. Porter, what's your favorite brand?
So it's called Rugni. It's a climbing brand. So they have like different clothing that you can wear. I really like the chalk. It's called Magdust. That's what I use to climb a lot. And I can't get any other chalk brand just because it feels really nice on your hands. Even like after 2 hours of climbing, you can put it on and you're like, wow, it feels like I still have skin on my fingers, which is great.
So you're a loyal customer then?
Yeah.
What's your favorite brand?
Snickers.
Snickers? What makes Snickers your favorite brand?
They taste really good.
Yeah. Do they have any cool slogan or advertising that helps you come back to Snickers time and time again? Or is it just the product?
I don't know if it helps me come back, but there's the Snickers Satisfies.
Snickers Satisfies. Hey, that's branding. Now I'm here with my friend Devon. Devon, tell me about your favorite brand.
My favorite brand would be Nike.
Okay.
Because that's all I wear, basically. I wear 4 brands: Nike, Lululemon, American Eagle, and Vineyard Vines. And by far, Nike's my favorite.
Okay. So what sets Nike apart from, say, Adidas?
Their storytelling. Nike has a great storytelling aspect to how they advertise, how they post. And I don't get the same from Adidas or Puma. Storytelling plays into branding because it builds that emotional trust into a company.
And that's a wrap on this segment of the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching Stratazine, and keep watching to learn more about what it takes to make a brand look cohesive.
That was so great to hear from different point of views of BYU Idaho students. Making sure that your brand is cohesive will help with your overall brand identity. Do you have a tone that highlights your brand?
For our topic segment, Lindsay Hales has been researching what elements help make a brand cohesive.
A few weeks ago, we talked about personal branding. This week, we are going to expound that concept and talk about how to have strong and cohesive branding for an organization. Branding for a business can be done through visual design, social media, and advertisement. Fonts, thumbnails, colors, values, and target audiences all play a large role in business branding. One way to measure if your branding is effective is by using the A/B testing method. To do this effectively on social media, you will need to make 2 posts. The post should be almost identical but have a singular difference. For example, if you make 2 posts at the same time on the same date of the week with the same caption but use different images, you can see which image got the most engagement and positive feedback. This research can help you tell what your audience enjoys and how to engage with them further. Forbes wrote an article on brand management and said the following: "You don't just want customers who recognize your brand and use your business once. You want to create customers who continue to come back. With good branding, you can give your brand a more human side, which your customers can relate to more than a company that's strictly all business." Good branding can build trust, loyalty, visual appeal, increase profits, and do so much more. Continue watching the rest of this video to learn more about how you can implement effective branding in your organization.
Now that we know a bit more about branding techniques and social media tips, we're going to hear from an expert's opinion on creating cohesive branding for social media.
Recently, I had the opportunity to speak with Anna Muniz, a creative marketing professional who works for the social media team for the international students at BYU Idaho.
Today, our guest on Stratazine is Anna Muniz. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Anna is a creative marketing professional with experience in creative and digital marketing, brand management, and campaign strategy. So, Anna, how do you make posts have a cohesive flow with each other?
I think an important part of what did you call it? A cohesive?
Yeah, making the posts cohesive, like have a cohesive flow with each other.
I think an important part of having the flow is that it's all identifiable as the brand. So, like BYU Idaho's colors are navy blue, white, gray. And so if we just had like, our Instagram specifically has other colors in it, but we try to stay close to the original branding of the university. And so that if somebody looks at your page, it's immediate, like you would recognize it as part of that brand.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that helps with a cohesive flow. When I think of flow, I think of the way it looks. So, like, the information also needs to be aligned with the university as well. But, when I think of flow, I think of the way that it looks.
Okay,
So,
awesome. And then, what things do you like to include in your specific posts that would highlight the brand? Whether it be the brand of the international services or the brand of BYU Idaho in general.
Yeah, we're pretty niche. So we focus more on the brand of international services as a part of BYU Idaho. We don't want to be too independent.
Gotcha.
But we try to include things that are relative to our audience specifically. International students are a smaller population of BYU Idaho's main population, but it still matters. It's very important.
Mm-hmm.
And they have specific needs. We have immigration attorneys come often, and American citizens probably wouldn't need immigration attorneys as much as like an international student would. So like that's just an example, but we try to be careful about posting things that matter specifically to the international students and not only like to BYU Idaho as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know if that answers the question. We like to include things that matter to them specifically.
Okay.
Trying to think of any other examples. We also like to highlight our international students. Like we did this really cute one with this girl from Albania. And we tried to do like, Vogue does like is it like 50, 60 questions or something? 60 questions with Vogue. So we did kind of the same format and did like a cute like highlight of the student. And then we just did another one with another student, Aaron, and he's from Bolivia. And yeah, so like we try to include our students because that is the brand. Yeah. And like other events like Cultural Night is a big one that's actually coming up next week. And so we've been promoting that a lot. There's going to be videos coming up about that. And so, yeah, anything that matters to our audience and includes our audience.
Awesome. Okay. Why do you think it's important to have a brand identity?
I think it's important because we can't go rogue, Like we don't just want, especially with a big university, we don't just want anybody posting anything. We want to, like, the university has, I can't think of the right wording, like, we don't just want any account to be able to post anything, right? Like we want, like I said earlier, we want someone to see our social media and recognize that it's part of a larger branding effort. Like that we are trying to get people to come to school here. It's a great place to go to school. We have quality academics. We have a lot of fun. We have good jobs, opportunities afterwards. Like it's a good place to come to college. And that's what all of BYU Idaho's Instagrams are trying to like emulate. And so we need to all be aligned under that common goal so that even when we post things for our niche audience, the larger branding goal is the same. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. And then how do you specifically use social media to enhance your brand awareness? I mean, you kind of mentioned, making it seem like an awesome place to be and promoting the school in general.
Yeah.
So that's definitely probably a part of it.
Yeah. We didn't used to. So I'm trying to think the difference of what we do now.
Mostly like before we were just trying to post like information, which is not really what we use social media for. And so we have changed a lot of things recently, and we're trying to be not only like identifiable as a university social media account, like that we want to be identifiable under that, but also like we want to promote our students. Like we actually have a lot of engagement from non-followers, which basically means like they're like we have 1,769 followers right now. So like of those people, a lot of them see our posts. The most people that see like our reels and stuff is actually non-followers, which tells me, as someone interpreting the data, that like things that we are reaching, people are sharing to their friends that don't go here, or they do go here and they're just not international, right? And so maybe a lot of Americans are seeing our posts, or maybe a lot of people are inviting their friends from other colleges to come to cultural night or that kind of thing. And so it's been helpful to have social media as a tool to use to promote that brand of like we do have fun and we do have exciting things happening, and we also love Jesus, and we also have really good teachers, and we have alumni that get good jobs, and so just trying to like share the whole story, I think.
Awesome. Yeah, cool. Do you think that social media is good for just brand awareness, brand identity in general, not specifically to BYU Idaho, but just in general?
Yeah, I do. I think the first place the younger generation is going to go to search somewhere is social media, not who's like on the web anymore. So I know like when I'm choosing a restaurant, I go to see if they have social media so I can see what the food looks like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think it's really important, and I think anyone who's not using it is missing out.
Anna, thank you so much for taking the time to share your experience with us and allow us to share it to Strategy.
Thank you. No problem.
Anna, thanks again for sharing your expertise on this topic.
It was so great to hear from Anna and about how she uses social media to uphold the brand identity of BYUI and its international students. Up next, we have our weekly tips and tools segment from Lauren, where she will teach us the techniques and elements of branding.
Hi everyone, today I'll be walking you through my personal branding document, which defines the key elements that shape my brand identity. And this is going to be the same for any kind of brand that you or company you work with. Each of these will have a brand style guide to go through. So starting off, I have my name. Clearly I've chosen some bright and fun colors as I feel those best express my personality. And whatever business we would be, these are just going to be your standard business colors. I also have a little bit about my brand story here and my mission statement, as well as I wrote a fun little life purpose for myself. Obviously, a company is going to be able to have a bigger brand purpose and ultimately what they'd like to do. Shifting down a little bit, we can see that there's a tone and voice, and this is ultimately going to be engaging to who you are as a person and what kind of persona you want to have or what kind of audience you want to reach out to. And speaking of that, it directly goes in line with my next section, which is my audience and my values. So ultimately, I'm targeting young professionals and peers who value fitness, personal development, and effective communication. Now, ultimately, I'd be using this brand style guide if I were to consistently publish on social media. These would help me out with a lot of my fonts and things like that. So I have my fonts here. My two favorite fonts are there, and those are ultimately going to help me describe myself through my posts. I also have a pretty detailed color palette of colors that not only I like, but colors that I think look good together. And then again, if we were a business, we'd have an approved logo right here. Right now, I just have a professional headshot because, well, that is my brand. And then I do have some content pillars and themes if I were to post consistently on social media. And then just kind of some mood board inspiration pictures of my husband, things that I like or activities that I like doing, just to kind of set the tone. But ultimately, all these elements together create a strong, cohesive brand. By staying consistent, I ensure that my audience always knows what to expect. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much for those insights, Lauren. Now back to the question of the day. Grace, how many posts are posted to Instagram every day?
The answer is 95 million new posts a day on Instagram alone. And this is a really big number to think about, but when you're thinking about the influencers, celebrities, companies, brands, and individuals that post on a daily basis, it really adds up. Because one of the key tips to creating cohesive social media branding is posting consistently.
Exactly. Well, thanks for hanging out with us today and talking more about how to create a cohesive brand. That's all for this episode of Stratazine. Coming up in our next episode, the topic will be the impact that digital and social media has on PR.
You can find links and attribution to everything that we talked about in today's podcast. And thanks again for watching the show. Have a great day.